Like if watching the news and all the stuff that's going on gets you into this whole thing and you can't move because of all the tragedy, turn it off. Because if there's something you can't do anything about and you can't let that go, then it's taking away your peace.
Hi, everyone. I am Judy Marie, the owner of Miracles of Health. I own a herbal supplement company and have been working holistically for 40 years. And I'm excited to share with you a special guest today, Celena, who is the owner of Introverts Health. And before we get started, would you please hit the like button? I would really appreciate it. And if you could also hit the subscribe button, that we could share this message and information to as many people as possible. And you're definitely going to want to share this one today as well. So I'm excited here with you, Celena. Welcome. And I
Thank
know
you.
we love sharing heart to heart and inspiring each other, but so many other people too. So I would love for you to just share a little bit about your business, Introvert's Heart, and how you came across that too.
Hi, Judy. Thank you for having me. We've talked a couple times now and I enjoy it. So I'm happy to be on your podcast. My name is Selena McBride. I am the owner of the Introvert's Heart. I started my company last year in 2023. I felt led because was getting ready to turn 50 that year and I was still searching for my purpose. And it was a time that I got to know myself a lot better and loved the power of being an introvert and really connected. And it was a journey I went on to know myself, because I believe that we have to start there before we can be loved, before we can love other people. We really, truly have to love ourselves. So that's the journey I worked on, and it's constant the rest of your life. But that's the journey I worked on, and getting to know me and not isolating anymore, or trying to cope with my emotions without actually dealing with the pain. Because we're all stuck somewhere until you work on yourself from some childhood impressionable pain. And once you confront that and heal from that and truly love yourself, and turn yourself over to what you can do for the world, the collective, and not your self interest, everything just falls into place. So I want to help other people discover that and how to heal themselves. So that's why I started my company.
That's beautiful. And coming into our soul awareness of purpose and meaning makes such a huge difference of what we're going to even attract in our life. The
Hmm.
people, the places, the things, like how, in this process, the last year or two, I'm sure you've gone through so many transitions. There's a term used called soul retrieval, where
Hmm.
we retrieve back parts of our fragmented self that was extremely traumatized in certain situations. Um, I used to do a lot of soul retrieval with people for years, and then I haven't. And then recently, this is coming up quite a bit because don't you think people are becoming more, I want to almost say uncomfortable being who they aren't, you know, and then wanting to open that up. So obviously, Celena, you came to a place of being more open from where you were, maybe, or how you were working, or where your life was. Like, what inspired, what helped you to open that? Was it pain, being stuck where you were, versus, people who are feeling this right now? and to be able to hear, how did you do it? What are some of the things that inspired you to do this? And what kind of support did you have?
That's a great question. I think what you are talking about is, in this world of as we get more computer and AI, people are really starting to want to be authentic and be see authenticity and to become authentic because we've all tried to follow the masses and be just like this person or celebrity or like a life like we were told we were supposed to have. You do these things, you go to school, you get married, for me, you have kids, you do all the things. And I found so many people woke up and they were like, okay, I did all this and I'm still not happy. It's because you were not doing what you were born to do, created to do, which that's something that you loved in your childhood before the world took that from you and said you couldn't do it because of their fears and insecurities. So if you go back to your inner child, is what I'm seeing. People need to go back and heal their inner child. And that's what I needed to do because I was a people pleaser and it was all about everybody else and what Selena liked or what she wanted did not matter. And I believe that. And once I accepted that, you know what, that's not true. It does matter what I want. It does matter what I think, and it's not about ego. It's about feeling complete and whole because you're walking in the purpose that you were sitting here to do. And mine, I knew for a very long time was to help people and to be there for people. People are my purpose, but I did not want them to be my purpose because
Mm.
I say people be people, and I know people. I know how they can be. They can be a lot. But now I don't do it as because I do self care first, which that's something I push for
Mhm.
with people. Self care is not selfish; it's vital. Is a course I give on that, and it's because once you fill up your own cup and you're full and complete and joyful in you and who you are, then you give back to your family, your partner, the world, because you've done what you need for your peace, your soul, your heart. And because people are coming either way, so you should get ready. Be prepared with your own contentment and your own joy and peace. And then you'll be happy to give that out to other people because you want them to feel like you do, happy and joyful and content. And that's how we reshape and change the thoughts of the world. We're all more caring about our fellow man, and we step out of this self interest and I, because we're really here. We've forgotten, but we're really here to serve one another from our heart. And that's our true purpose.
Oh my gosh. Healing the matters of the heart is just coming up everywhere, with people. If something is tugging at your heart or you're troubled inside your heart, there's heart issues. There's
Mm-hmm.
such anxiety. There could be, people actually have heart attacks. It affects our health on every level. Being in the field of working with cleansing and constipation and digestion, I mean, people get constipated, okay, when
Mm-hmm.
things are blocked, or mental emotional backups affect toxicity in the body. And at the same line, releasing toxins that are in the body will start, our mind starts to get clear, and or just like you're talking about as well, when you see people start to do self-care, I'm sure you see the transformations right in front of you. I mean, I've
Mm-hmm.
seen people's skin color change just in a week,
Yes.
sometimes just in a few moments of when they're like, oh, that life force energy is working through me. Oh my gosh, the circulation's happening, the toxins get released easier through the body. I mean, you work with
Yeah.
women, and I'm sure you see this.
Oh, yeah. It's great. It's that whole mind, body, spirit harmony. You have to have it. You have to, and I think that's in this busy world, we don't take the time to put the whole heart. I have a heart check. It's kind of like a life wheel check, but it's a heart shaped, and it's like, where's your heart checkup, your heart meter? Where are you in your
Mhm.
relationships or your spirituality, your health, and it's all these things that are parts of your heart that equal a whole. And if you're lacking in some area, if you go and heal that part, you'll see where things start to come back in alignment. So when your spirit is happy and joyful, then like you said, then your mind becomes clearer, then your body is healthier because, we attract what our mindset is, where our spirit and our soul is. So if you're in chaos and misery and negativity, you
Mhm.
draw all that in. It's your energy, it's your frequency. It's the law of attraction, really.
Mhm.
You attract what you put out there. If you're good to people and send out good vibes and things like that, and are kind and do things in the right way, tell people we need to take it all back to childhood and the way that you were taught or should have been taught, please and thank you, and treating people the way that you want to be treated. We've made life very complicated in this time and age, and it's very simple. I call it the KISS idea. You've heard it before, but I call it keep it simple, sweetie. It's just be kind to one another. Don't be an a-hole. Life will fall in line.
Mhm. I like that, Selena. And also, a lot of people get fixated on the problems, okay, or what's going on in the world, or what's going on right outside of them. But when we embrace the magic and the miracles we can connect with that's inside of us, heart to heart, having you've mentioned this, about when you and I have talked about the faith, okay, and the belief. What do you believe in about yourself? What do you want to believe in about yourself? And having that grace and mercy. And the thing that I can feel as we're talking, I can feel the love, I can feel the gentleness. Does this world need lots and lots more of that at this time? Absolutely.
Yep.
And you have courses that can offer this, and different courses that can help people.
hmm I do. And I also have a heart healing. It's called Glam Divine Feminine Healing Retreats. The first one, our inaugural one, is this month, Memorial Day weekend, Charlotte, North Carolina at Lake Norman, where we're all going to come together, small group of women, and it's about healing our inner child, getting back to that joy that we found in life, taking time to self-care, remove ourselves from our environments, our families that pull, our businesses that pull on our time, and we never just take a time to work with ourselves and one another. That's what these are about. The next one is in Sedona in June. And so I just plan to keep doing them because what I find is it's like the serenity prayer. They have it for people who are battling addiction, but it's really true for all of us. It is, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that's really the bottom line on everything. I'm a big believer of you can't cry over spilt milk, and you just got to keep going
Mm.
and move forward and don't get trapped there. If there's nothing, don't harp on things that you can't change. Like if watching the news and all the stuff that's going on gets you into this whole thing and you can't move because of all the tragedy, turn it off. because if there's something you can't do anything about and you can't let that go, then it's taking away your peace. And so you need to go find your peace and inner peace and do something in your world to help someone or to make you feel better about the tragedies that may be going on that you can't do anything about. Go do something that is for someone else in your world. And that's the little changes we all have to make in order to make the world a better place. Because we can do it. It just
Mhm.
takes each of us to get involved.
Yeah, and it takes practice, a commitment, even repetition. I
Hmm.
started doing consistently deep breathing exercises before going to sleep. Of course, I do meditation and prayer, but what do we put into our fields, into our brain, our system, especially right before we go to sleep? And what do we do the first thing we wake up? That self-care, feeding the soul, taking care of our spirit in that way, in regenerating ourselves and what we connect with. And if we have the phone on the bed, near the bed, by the dresser, real close to, whatever it is, it's all the magnetism does affect us. I have practiced this several times.
Hmm.
When I do that before I go to bed, or when I do this before I go to bed, it makes a difference on how peaceful you sleep. And even when we sleep, we're doing journey work. We're doing
Yep.
soul work.
Yep.
Okay. And what kind of frequency do I want to have charging up my all my chakras and everything that goes on? That does make a difference too.
What you take in, yeah, as within as without,
Mhm.
it's very true. Like if you watch the news and you're seeing all this conflict and war and all this stuff, and you watch that 11 o'clock and then you go to bed, what do you think your spirit and your soul is? That's not peaceful and restful.
Mhm.
It's feeding your soul what you actually want it to thrive and put back out. It's very true. You got to take in the good things in order to put them back out.
Yeah, definitely. Um, it's it's a choice every day to step into that loving awareness for ourselves and for others. And it takes strength to follow our truth, or what I love the term that you used of being authentic.
Hmm.
Being our authentic self is really our most creative, divine being that we've come here on this earth to be and do. And I know you have tapped so strongly into that clarity. And I
Hmm.
know you're going to keep helping so many people find their purpose and direction with the what you're teaching and what you're offering.
Hmm. I hope so. That is my goal. And with the authenticity, it's also, you have to set your intention every morning, to choose to be happy, to choose to be at peace. But some days you are not going to feel that way. And that is also being authentic and accepting yourself. So if you have a bad day, bad hour, bad minute, you know, understand and research what it's all about, figure it out, and own that you're having that bad day and don't beat yourself up. I'm not happy every minute of every day, but I try to figure out why and what has caused that. And then I think once you figure that out, you can accept yourself, good and bad. It's all about that. I've seen it more now. It's the infinity sign for me.
Mhm.
Um, you can be too far over here in your feminine, too far over here in your masculine. You want to work that cycle so that you're kind of in the middle there. That's the sweet spot where everything connects. And if you find yourself over too far, you need to come back and try to get in line. That's where we are in the world, I think. And that's how we should be together. We should all be in the middle of the infinity sign. And that's where we're at peace and center and balance.
And and I believe that's the key, finding our balance. And
Hmm.
it's not it's pretty normal when we start to become open to explore things, or we come from a black and white, it's all or nothing, we'll swing with the pendulum way over here and then we'll go way over there. And, and, and then we find that spot like you're talking about. And that's like what you do in helping people to weave this back into their life,
Yep.
with that grace and with that gentleness where I don't know, how I grew up or what I've been exposed to. Yeah, I don't know, parts of my maybe DNA or ancestorhood, very hard, on myself. I had spent years of being hard in the expectations, very different from where I feel right now. Very, very
Hmm.
different. When that inner work of embracing and loving and paying attention to that child within, I mean, there's ways that we do that nurturing on so many levels. And then as an adult of it, you don't take it as personal. People say this or people do this, because that will happen. I don't
Yeah.
care who you are, people like misery, but there is never, ever any joy to the soul when you take pleasure in someone else's misery. And that could
No,
be for the world too. If you want to, I just want to see what the bad things are going on. There is no joy in that.
no. It's setting yourself up for misery and failure. And anybody that anybody that, rains on your parade,
Hmm.
it's because they're unhappy. And like you say, misery loves company. And if you're miserable with them, then they don't feel so bad about their misery, nor do they need to look at or do any work on themselves. Then, if we're all in the collective of miserable people, then none of us are going to challenge the other to try to work on ourselves. And why are we so miserable? Why are we so pessimistic? And it may be probably is things that happened to you in your childhood, but you have to fix it. Like, I never felt good enough. Not that, anyone said to me, you aren't good enough, but we pick up what where people are putting down, basically. And I just never measured up, and I took all that on because I'm comparing myself to who? To who? To the world? The world is telling me, oh, why aren't you this or why aren't you that? Why are you worried about me? Worry about yourself. And if we all started doing that and fixing ourselves, we're transferring our pain onto other people
Hmm.
because of our fears or insecurities that we were given. We have to be mindful of what we're saying and what we're doing to other people and figure out if you come, there's only two motivations, there's love and fear. You got to know to come from love and when things are not given to you in love. And, leave those. Don't take things on that don't belong to you. As the black and white you were saying, my house is gray and the colors inside of my house are gray, and I add accents because I live in the gray, because it's not black and it's not white. We're all somewhere in the middle, and it's finding out that balance because more information, things can change. So people have to be flexible and malleable to who we are and how you want to live in this world. So it just takes strength and confidence and to know that you want and deserve better for yourself in this life than to be unhappy and miserable. You should want more, and more is out there for you because you were created to have heaven on earth. You just got to go find it for yourself.
I love that. I think that's a good way to tie things up. We were here to thrive, thrive, not just survive, but thrive.
Yep.
And that's the work that you share with so many people. In closing, how can people reach you and find more out about what you're doing and who you are?
This has been great. Thank you for having me again, Judy.
Mhm.
Such a great conversation. Needs to be had more. You can find me on social media at the Introvert's Heart, or on the website is actually at the Introvert's Heart too. So the introvertsheart.com is everywhere. That's all my handles. So you can find me there. I'm really active on TikTok and Instagram, but all the information about the events are on the website.
That is awesome. Celena, thank you. And I am sure we will do this again.
Absolutely. I can't wait. Thank you,
Okay.
Judy.
Thank you.